They said, "Are you vaccinated?" He said, "I'm immunized."
Okay, so
Exactly.
hang on. We talked about this lot last night because that was a lead topic, and you guys are going to fire me up again here. I hope you're happy, but Aaron Rodgers did nothing wrong. Who did stuff wrong here was the NFL because they sent him a letter saying you are unvaccinated status, but yet they still allowed him to go to press conferences without a mask on, with the sideline like without a mask.
Yep.
So if anybody should be fined, it should be Matt LaFleur and the Green Bay Packers. Aaron Rodgers shouldn't be fined at all. Like, it is like looking at a kid and say, you know better when you're 5 years old. You don't know better because, I've been doing it for 10 weeks in a row. Why is it bad now? Screw that. That is total BS.
I agree, and it's one of the reasons why when it came out and they was like, "Oh, you lied," and I heard Terry Bradshaw and all these other people go off and say, "Oh, he lied." And I'm like, no, they should have asked better questions. They asked, "Are you vaccinated?" And he responded, "I am immunized," which is true. He is immunized. He never lied. He just indirectly answered the question. However, the NFL's always made aware of this because they had him on that, as you heard Buck state. They knew they had him as a unvaccinated person and so forth. And he said himself, it's a lot of people on this team that's not vaccinated. So my thing is this: if we're finding players for this, it's like, okay, cool. Well, why are you letting them do all these things? You're the one letting them go out there and do every single thing like it's nobody's business, because you know why? It was putting butts in the seats and giving people a reason to watch games on primetime TV. And that's why they don't want to talk about the ugly truth of why they're trying to come down on it. He did nothing wrong. They allow for him to be what he's always been. And now they want to try to act like, well, we're serious about it. Smack on the wrist for a few $100,000. It's a joke.
Jeez. Tori, you being part owner of the Green Bay Packers here, why are you not taking this in your hands and starting a GoFundMe to help pay Aaron Rodgers' fine and help him keep him in town?
Aaron Rodgers makes more by looking at a camera than I make in a year.
So?
This is true.
So are you saying that you are okay with the fine, Tori, even though the NFL proceeded for 9 weeks or 8 weeks allow him to do what he's been doing all season or
the big thing is that where they came down on the players is because they weren't wearing the masks to the press conference and stuff like that, like they're supposed to. That's where they're coming after them.
Should have done that week 2 when they didn't do it.
It should have been week 1. So obviously, living where I do, like, I listen to ESPN Milwaukee a lot, and so there's Jason Wilde. If you ever want to tune into a Wisconsin radio broadcast, he does a show with Mark Tauscher, who's a former Packer lineman, called Wilde and Tausch, and so he does all the pressers and everything else. And he had said, he goes, when this all came out, and somebody said, like, and he's talking going back to when they were in training camp and when this first came, it was asked, and he said, I screwed up as a journalist and didn't ask the question, even though I thought it. He goes, I thought it was really weird that he said I'm immunized versus yes, exactly. I'm vaccinated.
Which is not a lie.
Right. And he said, at that point, everybody's kind of said, okay, well, he used whatever words. He goes, it struck me as odd. And I failed then. He goes, because it's something that I should have asked to follow up. I thought about asking the follow up and did not.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at it, that's what should have happened. What should have happened was the moment he said, I'm immunized, it was like, okay, yeah, most of us are this in this country. Like, but that's not what we're asking you. Have you been vaccinated from, we're going to call it the illness. I don't want no demonetization.
Demonetized.
Yeah, right. So, but we're going to call it the illness. Have you been, vaccinated for the illness? And if he goes yay or nay, then yeah, he can't get around it. But once he said he's immunized, they were perfectly happy. They were smitten that he's clarified it, and they didn't care. They knew what the hell he meant. I mean, seriously, he never. That's like somebody. That's just literally like somebody asking, like, "Are you hungry?" Well, I can eat. Like it's not something that they're denying it. They're saying it, but they're not telling you directly. Yeah, I did this, or I'm hungry.